Welcome back to the Mike Will Experiment. Today, I am here to review Yakuza Kiwami for the Nintendo Switch. Now, I've been a big fan of Shenmue for years, and Shenmue is basically the spiritual predecessor to this game. You could call Yakuza the spiritual successor for the Shenmue series, but, different director, different direction. This game is more of a mafia, Yakuza organized crime kind of vibe to it. It's a wonderful, wonderful game. As you can see, the cutscenes here on the Nintendo Switch look wonderful in docked mode. And what we're going to talk about, we're going to give you the complete review, but we're not going to give you the complete review of the game as a whole. So what we're going to talk about mostly is the port of the game, as I haven't finished the game yet. But I did want to mention the port. There really isn't too much different with this game if you've played it in the past. It's an established game. There's plenty of good reviews out there. So I really mostly wanted to talk about the Nintendo Switch port specifically in this review. Now, because it's the complete review, I'm going to talk about all of it, though. So as you can see here, cutscenes are glorious. Now, I'm an old school Shenmue fan, so I was right at home with this game. What surprised me was how much I liked the combat. I've tried other Yakuza games, and for some reason, I just never get into the combat. But with this one, I finally put the time in to learn the combat, and I really, really enjoy the combat element to this game. You build up this skill tree, and there's just so much you can do. There's different moves you can do, and it really keeps you entertained, and you don't dread the fights as they come. Well, let's jump into it and check it out, eh? So I do have a game going here. I'm about 5-6 hours in. Like I said, not finished with it by far. I'm like, 2% done. This game is probably hundreds of hours of game. I'd say at least 100. I'd have to look it up on how long to beat to know for sure, but I would say it's in that range. In fact, I will tell you while this is loading. But yeah, I have really enjoyed getting back to the Shenmue style that is in Yakuza. It's just really, it brings me back to just a forgotten era. So I'm going to type in here, Yakuza Kiwami, how long to beat? So it looks like it's 18 hours, but it's about 90 hours for full completion. It says 82 and a half. So not hundreds, but right around 100 probably for the average person. For me, I'm sure this game will be at least that. 82 is probably if you're really rushing it. You can see I'm carrying a child here. That is because that's the mission that I'm on. Can I go into restaurants and stuff? I don't know if I can do that. Well, let's take the child back. How about that? The child needs to go somewhere. I'm not sure where here. Uh-oh. How are things going on your end? Well, I'm carrying a child that is not mine. That was out here abandoned. How was your evening? Yeah, this is just some storyline here, but you can tell they did a really good job of porting this to the Nintendo Switch. There is some jaggies, here and there, but overall it's very smooth. In handheld, it's unbelievable. I'm enjoying the docked mode. I haven't played it yet. It's pretty good. I am seeing some aliasing issues in the background, but I think that's just going to be a little bit of the trade-off you get with the Nintendo Switch. I think overall image quality is high, though. So let's see if we can get this little girl back to where she needs to go here. Right there. Okay. I guess we're taking her back to the safe house? Is that what we're doing? Are you really going to fight me when I got a kid? Really? Are you serious? I am holding a sleeping child. Savagery. The savagery is unbelievable. The mean streets of Japan. It's not very realistic. Japan is hardly like this, but it is just funny. I don't even think there's parts of Japan that are like this. Where someone would approach you when you're holding a child and, and ask to fight. Good God. Just no class, man, I'm telling you. There we go. That's what you get. That's what you get. He's a mad dude. You are basically hated for murdering the head of a crime family. So there is that. Let's see here. Yeah, so we got to go to this pink dot down here. So yeah, it runs really good. It's 30 frames a second-ish. I would like to see the digital foundry on this to see if it's holds that 30. I think it does. I haven't really seen any significant dips in frame rate. Again, it's... The fighting is really where you would notice it, and it's not 60 for sure, but I have not noticed... You know, for being 30, it's fine. You don't need, like, the sharpest controls for this combat. It's not like, oh, I'm missing the 60 FPS combat. I mean, it would be nice to have the combat at 60 FPS. It would be more streamlined and more smooth. You know, there would be less, maybe, like... I don't know, like, see the little lag that I had there. You wouldn't get that, you know, things like that. But, again, how much are you going to really notice that? I don't know, and, like, not much. It doesn't really affect your frame pacing is still good here. When you press the button to do a move, it does the move. You're not fighting that. It's just sometimes you'll get a small artifacting glitch on the screen. Again, it's pretty par for the course for an amazing Switch port. Even the best Switch ports have those issues. Dang, yo! This game is something else. Anyways, yeah, man in a gray suit. Let me carry this child, man. We'll go fight y'all later. Oh my god. This child is sleepy and needs to sleep somewhere. They've had a stressful day, and you're not helping with your fighting. Oh my goodness. Is this another fight before I got to my destination? You gotta be kidding me, man. Ugh. The whole road, I'm carrying a freaking 5-year-old. What do you want from me? This game is crazy. But if you like Japan like me, if you've been to Japan... What I really enjoyed about this game is it brought back memories of actual places in Japan, like the Yoshinoya in this game. It looks just like the Yoshinoya. Well, it's not called Yoshinoya, but it's Yosho something, but they didn't call it the brand name, but it is supposed to be the Yoshinoya, I believe. And it looks like I could have felt like I was there. I mean, I was at Yoshinoya in Japan, and the bench looked just like that. So, you know, there's definitely something to be said. If you've been to Japan, you will feel like you're in this world. It's so crazy. Especially if you've been there. If you haven't, I mean, you'll still like it, but I feel like there's something extra even. Why can't I go in here? What is the problem? Is it not that one? It must be this one. There we go. The girl. A cop named Date-san. Call me to get tell me about her. Sounds like she has a fever. Okay. Good, good. So yeah, I just felt like there's a couple of moments. Temple was another moment I felt like I was back in Japan. That moment that I shared with you a minute ago about the Yoshinoya, it looked just like I could remember the table, the big bowl of ramen they served me. So if you love Japan like I do, these games are a no-brainer because it just takes you there, you know? Like no other game can, except for maybe Shenmue. But, you know, Shenmue isn't putting out new games, really. Nothing good like these. Like, Shenmue 3 is okay, but let's not get out of hand, you know? There just isn't an engine pushing those games out like there is with this one, with this series. And this is just a great series of games. For the longest time, I've kind of avoided it because I just like Shenmue so much. But, you know, Shenmue is just not really cutting it these days, and I really want that Japanese experience, and you really can get it with this game. Yeah, look at me being the good Samaritan mobster here. Also, I'm making this video for a secondary reason, and that reason is I want this game to reach more people. I want Sega to publish the rest of these. I pray they wouldn't just dump this one game on here and then not give us Kiwami 2. You know, I would love them to try to put the other ones on here, such as 6. You know, whatever they got to do. Even if it's a cloud version, I'll allow it. I want them all on here. Even if some of the later ones have to be cloud versions, it would be nice. And I'm wondering if they aren't gearing up to release the rest of them on Switch 2, like Nintendo didn't show them, hey, look, here's Switch 2. You should make games for us. You know, you can put Kiwami 1 and 2 on the regular Switch, and then you can release the later ones on Switch 2 or something like that. So I feel like they're not just going to throw this one game on Switch, but let me know what you think in the comments below. You know, they did with Dark Souls. They only released the one game. So, I mean, it's possible if they don't sell, which I highly recommend you buy this game. I'm not making any money to tell you that. I did not get a free copy, anything like that. Not that that would matter, but I have no skin in the game. I paid $19.99, well worth it, by the way, for this game like anybody else, and I will tell you, go get this game. If you want them to make the rest of them, please go get this game. The producers and the developers were already skeptical about the Switch, so let's not prove them right. This dog is so cute. But I really like this game. I wanted to show you a couple of things in the menus here too. So you can upgrade your abilities, and we'll show you what that looks like. Did it not save like when I went in here and changed stuff? This doesn't look right. Is my level right? I'm a little worried, I'm not gonna lie. No, 25, my level's right. I don't know what that's about. No, I have my gear and stuff too. That's weird. I thought I leveled these up more, but whatever. I guess I didn't save it. This is the... Yeah, I'm probably not going to do this now. I'll do this later, but this is how you level things up. You've got these different trees. I don't know what happened. You must have to like confirm it, and I must not have done it. I just did this. Maybe I didn't save after it, but I don't know. That part in the story is correct, so I don't really know what happened. But in this, you only unlock after you beat a certain character in the game. This is the tree that I prefer, is the boosting the health and stuff. But you also want to go and get skills in here in this tree. So there's just so much you can do. It's a lot more advanced than something like Shenmue was. So I really like that. Remember, this is a PlayStation 2 era game, so you got to cut it a little bit of slack as far as like being advanced. This is the cell phone. This is just like a cell phone of this era. People emailed them the cell phone. When I went to Japan, they gave me a cell phone. They give me a cell phone. I bought a cell phone, but the cell phone that they handed me after I purchased it, actually, like, you didn't text message. You sent emails with like the dial pad. It was crazy, and that's what this is. So again, these little touches, if you love Japan, you're going to love. It's got a completion list, which is pretty unsatisfying, honestly. It's just sort of like, you complete these, but it's not like you get anything for it. There's no rewards. It's just like a checklist, so I wouldn't be interested in finishing this. I'll get what I get, that's kind of like not that interesting. The play log, just kind of like is your item menu or your item catalog, I suppose. Dang, there's so much stuff I haven't found. It's such a huge game. And then you've got the sub-stories. Again, I've not done any of those, but I don't think I've unlocked them yet, to be fair. And then you got your equipment. You can change this stuff out. I got this jersey that actually... it says that it is a replica Tokyo Giants uniform, and that's a real team. It grants the wearer better throwing ability, so, that way you can throw items better. I figured that seemed pretty good, because I like to throw items. It's fun. And you have your inventory. This is like you can buy legitimate, like, Japanese stuff. Like, I've got a Boss coffee here. Boss Rainbow Mountain. This rich canned coffee has an aromatic aftertaste, which can only come from the luxury coffee bean. Rainbow Mountain. Now, what's interesting about this is I've bought these Rainbow Bosses in Japan, and they look just like this. The packaging hasn't changed much. And you can see other brands and things that, you know, they have Suntory stuff, which is another very popular brand in Japan. And again, so if you're into Japan, it just adds that extra depth. You know, if you're not, your mileage may vary on this one, honestly. I think that's what's going to really tie you to this game is if you like the Japanese culture, because there's so many references and so many things, you know. Here's your notebook. Again, this is just a manual, basically like a digital manual. So that's pretty much, I'm going to save because we did do some stuff. But that's pretty much the main aspects. There's also an arcade and some other things. I don't want to spoil too much of the game for you. I'm just mostly reporting on the port quality. Is the port good? And the answer to that question is a resounding yes. I'm going to rate the port of this game a 9 out of 10. I would say the game itself is also probably a 9 out of 10. You know, these are amazing games. I highly, highly recommend you grab one. Pick it up digitally. I don't know if they're doing a physical on this one yet. I'll bet Limited Run will pick it up, though. Might have to grab that. But let me know what you think in the comments below, and I hope y'all are having a great day. And make sure you consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/themikewillexperiment. In addition, we now have our new t-shirt website at fungameshirts.com. That's the website you can go to. Hope y'all are having a great day.